Another big problem is that of poor drainage in our towns and cities, which leads to flooding during the rainy season. It is time to deal with these long-term problems and find long-lasting solutions, and we're doing just that.
This sound of rain and its accompanying breeze sends many to sleep, snuggling safely and comfortably in a firm textured bed. For others, however, it is an announcement of despair.
Because these days, when it rains just between 2 to 3 hours, then we get afraid.
This has been Irama's fear for years. The gathering of the clouds does not bring she and her family any joy. They rather experience fright, confusion, and palpitation.
It is very painful. I must tell you how I honestly feel about this situation. When it begins to rain around 5 p.m. and continues till around 8 p.m., we all get anxious. We get scared even to put our heads on our beds. And yet we are helpless because we seem not to have any solution. All we can do is to watch the rains drain into our rooms.
An occupational hygienist, Dr. Roland Srebo, talks about the health hazards associated with the flood and dampness that Ewuara and others who are in similar situation are susceptible to.
And sometimes after the flood has receded, the damp environment can also promote allergic reaction that can easily promote asthmatic attack. So in effect, these are some of the things that flooding can cause. And let's not forget, malaria is also knocking on our doors after flooding, because after flooding we realize that there may be stagnant waters within our community, and this can promote the breeding of mosquitoes, and we know the mosquitoes are the vectors of malaria. So by so doing, malaria infection can increase during this time of flooding.
But Ewuara, who was born in this house, cannot move out. Her source of livelihood was mainly from renting these 14 separate room apartments to tenants. That is no longer an option because her income has greatly dwindled, with no one accepting to rent a house which gets flooded every time it rains.
Where is that? And I know 2 rooms with 4. Look behind me. I have lots of empty rooms which I could have rented, so I would earn some income. But I cannot do so because the rainwaters come in and destroy all the property of tenants. I have 2 rooms with a hall. I have self-contained. I have about 6 single rooms with each having its porch. They are all empty. Imagine how much I would have been earning from these empty rooms if I was renting them out. Yet, all these rooms are locked because of the rain. Recently, someone came to rent this particular one, but the rains destroyed all his things, so he left. It is really depressing, but there's nothing much we can do about it.
Ewuara is concerned about the hazardous impacts of the floods on her children and grandchildren, the mental torture, the inconvenience, and the health implications.
Just see these holes in the walls. We created them so that the rainwaters which enters our rooms can seep out through them. By the time I finish that work, I would be so tired. Sometimes, even after 3 days, we would still be collecting rainwater from our rooms. the rain seeps down into the ground. So each time we collect water on the surface, the ones beneath the ground then comes up. We keep collecting till we don't see water anymore.
Acknowledging that not all of Ewuarama's concerns will be immediately addressed, Dr. Srebo believes some of these measures put in place can at least mitigate the impact of the floods on their health.
We need to leave our compound greened. Why am I saying that? Because it's a fashion now for people to concrete their compound. By so doing, the water does not get space to drain or go into the soil. When the compounds are green and left nicely green, when it rains, some of the water will sink down and it may prevent a lot of them going. Because when we concrete our houses, our homes, it means that the water that's coming from our home is going to add up to other persons' own. And at the end of the day, that is what can result in a flood. And we should also try as much as possible not to build on waterway.
From the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, I am Hannah Odame for Joy News.